My dear friends, I've seen a lot in my life. I've made a lot of money and I've lost a lot too. I've hired thousands of people, started dozens of companies, and here's what I've learned. Time is more valuable than money. But now, I'm going to tell you something that, after watching this video, will help you get that time back, and at a speed you couldn't even imagine. When I was younger, and it would take me weeks to prepare a report. Writing a customer letter would take me hours. I used to form teams for competitor analysis. But now, all of that happens in just a few minutes. Of course, thanks to artificial intelligence. My friends, I've tested this technology for you. I tried it in my own companies. I paid for it with my own money, and I learned it with my own time. And today, I'm going to share the top 5 with you. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Young people. I can say this clearly. Artificial intelligence is not a threat. It's an opportunity. But to see this opportunity, you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. I started my career in the 1970s. Back then, even a calculator was a luxury. Then came the computer, the internet, the smartphone. Every time, some people said, "This will ruin us." But they were dead wrong. AI is the same thing. The difference is, this time the speed is much higher. And this time, there's far less chance for those who fall behind to catch up. The 5 tools I'm going to tell you about today give a small entrepreneur the power of a large company. You can do the work of a 10-person team on your own. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Let's start with the first tool. Listen carefully. Friend, when you hear about ChatGPT, don't just brush it off with a "yeah, I know that." Because most people don't even use 10% of what this tool can do. I want to tell you how I use it. Once, I had a meeting with a partner in Japan. I didn't know the industry, I didn't know the language, I didn't know the cultural sensitivities. I sent ChatGPT a single message. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm going to my first meeting with a Japanese manufacturing company. Tell me about the industry, cultural behavior codes, and tough questions they might ask. Within 2 minutes, I had a perfect preparation document in my hands. The meeting went great. Now think about it. How many hours would I have spent in the old days to find this document? At least 2 days. I'd hire an assistant, get research done, have it summarized. But now it only took me 2 minutes. So, what can you do with ChatGPT? You can write customer emails, create social media content, draft meeting summaries, perform competitor analysis, create business plan outlines, prepare price quotes. You can do all of these in just a few minutes. But let me tell you the most powerful use. Decision analysis. When you ask, "List the pros and cons of this decision and give me numerical examples," you'll be thinking from perspectives you never considered before. My friends, you should think of ChatGPT as a thought partner. Have a chat with it over your breakfast, asking, "What should I do today? What should my priorities be?" I do this every morning, and it makes my day much more productive. Did you get the first tool? Great. Now let's move on to the second. This tool is pure gold for content creators. Dear young people, when you hear the word content, you might think, "What does that have to do with my business?" But let me tell you, it has everything to do with it. If you're selling a product, people are searching for you online. If they can't find you, they're finding your competitor. Content is what makes you discoverable. Jasper AI writes blog posts, product descriptions, ad copy, email campaigns, and social media posts for you. And it does it in your voice. How? You give it a few examples. You say, "This is how I speak. This is how I write." And then it starts writing in your voice. Let me give you a real example. I know a young entrepreneur who sells handmade leather goods, beautiful products, but they weren't visible on the internet. After he started using Jasper, he wrote 3 blog posts a week, posted on social media every day, and sent out 2 email campaigns a month. In just 6 months, his revenue tripled. People started finding him because he was everywhere. Friends, this tool is a perfect fit for small businesses. Big companies have content teams, but you've got Jasper. Before we move on to the third tool, let me say this. You don't have to use all these tools at once. Start with one, get comfortable with it, and then move on to the second. Don't rush, but don't give up either. When I was young, if I needed a brochure, I'd hire a graphic design agency. I'd wait for weeks, make dozens of revisions. Money went out the door, time was wasted, stress levels skyrocketed. Canva AI buried all that in the past. You probably already know Canva, but with its new AI features, it's become something entirely different. Now you can say, design an Instagram post for a cosmetics brand with a warm color palette targeting women aged 30 to 45. And within seconds, you have options in front of you. Presentations, proposals, ads, social media visuals, business cards. You can create all of them professionally and quickly. Why is this so important? My friends, visual power equals trust. The human brain decides whether to trust a product or a brand in the first 7 seconds. And what do they see in those 7 seconds? Your design. Bad design says, this company is not serious. Canva AI gives you the easiest way to look serious. Even I use it. At 70, I don't feel bad about not knowing design anymore. Canva knows how to do it. Friends, when you first hear the word automation, it might sound complicated, but let me explain it this way. Let's say a customer fills out a form on your website. Normally, what happens? You see the email, reply to the customer, add their information to a spreadsheet, maybe send them a message on WhatsApp or via email. But what happens with Zapier? The moment the form is filled out, the system automatically sends the customer a welcome email, adds their info to your spreadsheet, notifies you via WhatsApp, and even sends them a link to your meeting calendar, all while you're sleeping. When I set this up for the first time, I woke up in the morning and found 8 new leads automatically processed, welcomed, and followed up with. I hadn't lifted a finger. So, time equals money. Dear young people, one of the biggest lessons of my life is this. The person who builds the system always earns more than the person who runs it. Zapier gives you the power to build systems. You leave repetitive tasks to the machines, and you focus on thinking, strategizing, and building relationships. This is literally buying time. And time is priceless. Now, there's one last AI tool I'm going to share with you. This one, in my opinion, is the most hidden of all, because most entrepreneurs have heard of it, but they don't know its true potential. My children, do you know what the most important thing is for a business to grow? Customer relationships. Not money, not the team, not the office. Relationships. But managing relationships is hard. Who was called, when? What did you talk about? What promises were made? When are you following up? Keeping track of all this is a job in itself. That's where HubSpot AI comes in. It remembers everything about your customers. When you call a customer, it shows you what you've talked about in the past, what they liked, which product they're interested in, how many times you've interacted with them. It's like a loyal secretary who's worked with you for years and knows your customers inside and out. But this secretary never gets sick, never quits, and never asks for a raise. What I'm saying is, turn sales into science. HubSpot AI also predicts which customers are ready to buy. It does behavioral analysis. It says, this customer has visited your pricing page 3 times in the last 2 weeks. What does that mean? It means they're close to buying. And that's when you reach out with the right message, the right offer. Friends, sales are no longer done on gut feeling. They're done with data. HubSpot AI gives you that data. My dear friends, my dear children, at my new age, I realize that I need something different. I need to see you succeed. Because when you succeed, this world moves forward. Today, I shared 5 tools with you. ChatGPT, Jasper AI, Canva AI, Zapier, and HubSpot AI. An entrepreneur who uses these 5 tools correctly can do the work of a 10-person team alone. I swear by it. I've seen it. I've tested it. But let me say this. The tool doesn't make you successful. You make yourself successful by using these tools correctly. These tools save you time. So the real question is, what will you do with that saved time? Will you use it to strategize? To build better customer relationships? To improve yourself? Or to spend more time with your family? The choice is yours. But to make that choice, you need to take action first. Today. Right now. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a like. Write in the comments which tool you'll start with. I read every comment because your journey motivates me too. In the next video, I'll share how I replaced 3 of my employees with AI tools. Don't miss that video. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy. Stay successful. And remember, the best investment is the one you make in yourself. See you soon.